Hi, I'm Marty Levinson. Welcome to the Northtown News Magazine.
Hi there, I'm Marty Levinson. Welcome to the Northtown News Magazine show.
Hi, I'm Marty Levinson, and welcome to the Northtown News Magazine.
I'm Marty Levinson, and you're watching Northtown News Magazine.
Come on, baby, don't you wanna go? Come on, baby, don't you wanna go? Back to that lemon light city, sweet hope, Chicago. 2 is 4, 4 4 6. Come on, baby, now get your business fixed. Come on.
Hi, I'm Marty Levinson. Welcome to the Northtown News Magazine show with the greatest cameraman around, Sonny Hirsch, and your host, Avi Myers. I did that good. Only one so far.
Thank you, Marty. Avi Myers, Northtown Neighborhood News Magazine, a presentation of Sonny Hirsch and myself. Go to the website. Come on, do it now. Stop watching me on TV. Do something serious and watch me on the web. www.ntnm.org. Actually, you do want to stick around for this particular guest. Community policing, we're real big on that. www.caps24.org. That's Sonny Hirsch, who's the entire technical crew, also runs the website. My next guest needs no introduction, so I'm not going to introduce him, but he is the single most seen guest on the show. One of the very first people to ever do a Hi, I'm Marty Levinson. We're still trying to track down who that is other than Marty. And that is the former alderman of the 50th Ward, the former vice mayor of the city of Chicago, the former chairman of the Buildings Committee.
I thought you were going to get away without saying all that lengthy introduction.
And the ever-present business entrepreneur and subject of a soon-to-be-coming kiss and tell-all sex book. No, I don't think so. Alderman Berny Stone.
Author.
So you're writing a book.
Yes, I am, and I never realized what a major project it was. We had targeted late October for it to come out, and I'm still hoping that we'll be able to be successful, but it looks like we might be a month or two late.
So you're going to be working together with Felicia Decter on it?
Right, Felicia, who of course has a column in Skyline,
Yeah.
and Felicia, terrific gal, and Felicia and I have been working on this for almost a year now, and I basically have finished my part of it, and Felicia is putting all my notes and all the various questions and the various meetings that we've had. She's putting it all together and putting it in a form that's readable now.
Sounds good. I can hardly wait to get my hands on it. So no, that'll be good. So you've also got it, well, because people always ask how you're doing. So what else?
I'm doing great. I've been taking some physical therapy to build myself up.
Yeah.
Oh boy, with the weights and the whole bit.
So you're getting the muscles and all that, or?
No, at my age you don't get muscles. You just want to maintain what you've got.
Gotcha. Oh, I want to thank Sal Cherk for bringing you here today. Very nice of him.
Monsieur Chirac
Oh, okay.
of the Paris Chiracs.
Gotcha. Anyway, so you've also, are you still doing the energy thing?
Off and on. I'm not there's so much competition in it, and I'm happy. One thing that I was happy working for the company I was working for is that they were wind and solar, and I still believe in that, even though unfortunately there's been some question on its cost recently.
Well, right now, I mean, I think it's still a good. I mean, it's a desirable thing to do.
Yeah, well, it's better than coal, obviously.
Yeah, but you know what? You're also talking about it's going to in maybe in 20 years it'll equal 5% of the entire energy output. That's part of the problem. It's not going to get everywhere it needs to go.
Well, hopefully we've got to find an alternate source of energy. You can't depend on on our current sources of energy to last forever. I mean, I won't be here to worry about it, but my grandkids will.
Well, you know, if you think about it, 100 years ago, I mean, that's none of this stuff wasn't being tapped all that much.
That's correct. But now look at how much oil the world is using. So you know, you've got to worry about what the future is going to hold. I do anyway.
No, I agree, and I want to tell you part of my biggest problem is with the present presidential administration. There was actually, and by the way, the previous administration too, who I think are two of the worst presidents in the history of America, if not the two worst. There was a plan that was approved by Congress for a coal degasification in Illinois,
Yeah.
and basically it would have tested the idea of burning the coal, shooting it into the ground, and you know, not polluting the air as much, and taking all the filters and stuff and putting it in the ground. And you know what? Everybody's looking to outer space. Nobody thinks about the fact that this Earth is 25,000 miles across. And in places like Israel, they're making all sorts of new discoveries of natural gas far below the surface. There's similar things that could be found, and natural gas actually is a very clean-burning.
We're fortunate in this country because we do have a major source of natural gas.
No question about it. And right now, you know, it's ridiculous because right now, speaking of alternative energy and all that, the electric rates are actually going up.
Oh, yes.
Despite the fact that they're dependent largely throughout the country on natural gas. Well, in the case of Illinois, I'm sure that you know, the House and the Senate there being the honest representatives of the power companies that they are, and representing them, their true constituents, and not us, the people, have raised those rates to ridiculous extents. You know what? My brother actually stays on top of the alternative energy thing, and he found me something with a 3-year fixed rate of 62 cents. But you know what? Those delivery charges from Communist Edison are still going to kill me.
Well, you know, your governor came to me many years ago when he was one of the real activists. He was one of the founders of Cub. You know that,
I
don't
know
you?
that. I do know that.
And
he and I actually had a fight almost 40 years ago.
well, I'm telling you that the governor was one of the movers and shakers that moved the founding of Cub. And I don't know what's happened since, however.
Well, you know what? You happen to be right. I mean, basically, he actually was he gave a little bit of lip service toward the consumer, not a lot. You know,
he was an extreme activist.
No, I remember that.
One of the reasons I've been a member of Cub for all these years has been because of Pat Quinn.
Interesting. I actually know one person who's a neighbor. I don't want to say his name on the air. Who actually, but I've never been able to talk to him about it. He used to be the head of the Illinois Commerce Commission.
Right.
And I've always wanted to find out how the utility companies get everything they want, no matter what.
Well, I worked with one of the heads of the Illinois Commerce Commission during the time we were working on the World's Fair. He was an appointee of Jim Thompson.
Yeah.
And Jim Thompson also appointed him to head up the governor's. The governor sent him to work on the World's Fair.
Yeah.
So I worked with him, and he was a pretty good guy too, and I think he was pretty straight.
Okay. Well, I know that guy. If we're talking about the same guy, and I think we are, he is straight. He's very straight.
Yeah.
No, I just have never had a chance to be able to. I tried to get the guy on the show forever. I just never did.
Well, I don't know. He's
keeps having traffic jams.
Well, he also stays in the background most of the time.
That's a smart place to be sometimes, especially in those types of things. But
you mentioned the current and past administration. It shows I wasn't so crazy 3.5 years ago when I became the last 3.5 years shows that I wasn't so crazy 3.5 years ago when I was a Hillary Clinton delegate, doesn't it?
By the way, I want to tell you something. You were a delegate. I did vote for Hillary Clinton, and I did vote for all the Hillary Clinton delegates. It was, when the Obama people start telling me this, that, and the other thing, or spray their nonsense because they haven't realized that he's completely incapable of being a good president. Forget about the ideology. The guy doesn't have what it takes.
He happens to be a great guy, and I really like him very much. but he's not a great president.
Yeah, he's not even a good president or even a fair president.
But-
That's the problem.
But I'm still enamored with Hillary, and I do hope that whatever happens, that in 2016 she will be our candidate for president.
I think actually she might have had a legitimate chance to knock off Obama this time around.
Oh, I don't. I wouldn't. I don't think Hillary would do that.
No, she obviously wouldn't.
That she's too loyal. Look, Hillary. Barack is her boss, and she wouldn't betray Barack.
No, I understand that. You know what? One of the things, not that I'm, as obviously I indicated, I'm not an Obama fan at all, but one of the reasons I never listen to anybody who tells me that he was born out of the country
Well,
is
silly.
because
that's silliness.
if anybody in the world had access to that information, it would have been the Clintons in 2008. And they would have come up with it. It is, you know what? The hatred that goes back. I'm not sending out political jokes this year because they're just too mean on both sides.
Well,
I like.
this has been a very mean campaign, and it's been an unfair campaign on both sides.
Yeah.
And I'm glad I'm not in politics right now. I had my time in politics, and I'm happy that this isn't part of it.
No, they're both lying so much. I don't believe anybody anymore. Not other candidates.
Well, but unfortunately, politics has degenerated into this type of campaign.
Yeah, not just degenerated, but you're so polarized. I mean, both sides have lost their human edge. And when I read about, when I take a look at new laws, when I read about the case where a landlord went 1,500 feet off the station to save somebody who was drowning, who would have drowned otherwise, and he gets fired immediately, or a fire department that lets somebody committing suicide drown because it's against union rules, that's not in Chicago.
That I haven't heard about.
That was unbelievable. But they asked the head of the fire department if he was on private duty. If he was off duty, what would he have done? He said he would have gone in there and saved the person.
Yeah.
But on duty, he would have been fired both by the city and the union. It was against all the rules. They actually stood. And I'll tell you, when things like that happens in a society, the society needs to take a serious look at itself and slap itself in the face.
Well, there's been a lot of unfair things happening all over, and we're taping this on the day that the ruling is coming out by the negotiator or the arbitrator in the school mess, and believe me, it's a mess, and there is no answer on either side.
Yeah.
Because obviously the Chicago Public Schools doesn't have the money, and obviously the teachers are deserving of a raise.
No question about it. But at this point, we're also, Mickey's hands are there. So
Okay.
We'll have to get you back again soon. I want to thank you very much. Alderman Berny Stone, good luck on the book.
Thank
Hope
you.
it comes out in October.
Thank you.
Okay, be well.